every month, about the beginning of the month, I forward the snapshots from the Cromford Report for the cities of Paradise Valley, Scottsdale, Fountain Hills. Arcadia I have to get, it's not a city, so I have to get that by zip codes, 85018 and 85251. So you're getting those and have been getting those the first of every month. When you receive these, many of you find them very useful. I don't know how familiar some of you are with them. Just a quick review. Red is a trend that's good for buyers. Green is a trend that's good for sellers, whichever direction the arrow is trending. So for example, a red arrow up under active listings would be good for buyers. Why? Because going from 1612 to currently 1637, active listings, that's more inventory, that would be good for buyers. So you can compare today versus last month, which we just did. You can look at last quarter, last year, and 2 years ago. And you can do that along a whole host of different statistical fields. Not going to take a lot of time on this, just wanted to point this out, maybe a couple things. For example, the appreciation month price per square foot. This would be comparing this month, which would be September in this case, looking at a September, end of September snapshot. So it's the snapshot of this past 30 days as compared to a year ago, the same time. So in the last year, the average price per square foot in Scottsdale has gone up 9.1%. That would be good. The listed sales price ratio, or trading range as I'm fond of calling it, is 95.29, meaning that when properties are priced to sell, the amount that sellers are coming down from actual list price at time of sale nets them 95. It's within the 2 to 5% range that is typical. When you look at average price monthly sales, just under 500,000, again trending up. So average prices are trending up in Scottsdale. What's not here is when you look, is if you needed to know, if you would find it instructive to know just what is happening in the different price ranges in Scottsdale. And then maybe further to take it down to, say, a zip code, and then even further to take it down to a master plan community or even a subdivision. So that's what we're really about today, is how to take the Cromford snapshots and drill down into price range statistics. Okay, in order to do that, you go to Flex, you go to Statistics, Inventory and Production, and then Price Range Statistics. When we click that, we get a number of fields of choice. We can choose residential, for example. We can say, well, I'm interested particularly in single-family detached. We were looking at the zip code 85258 to look it up, so make sure it gets in there. And let's just say how prices, the list price ranges break down in terms of how many units are active or sold by price range. We want not just my listings or the office listings or the company listings, we like all the listings. And this will default a month back. We'd really like to go back, let's say, year to date. So we'll go back to January and click Next. And then it will run the statistics and break down active by price range. At first $50,000 ranges, and then when we get up over $1 million, it goes by $100,000 ranges. And again, here's where it starts to get interesting. We can see where the sweet spots are. We can see where the listings are broken out active. And it's a little summary at the bottom of each section. 102 active properties, 122. And pending. Here's the breakdown. Again, we're in 85258, 26, what their average price is, high and low, average market time. And solds. Where are the properties actually selling at what price points precisely? Okay, and then we could take it down even further and we could say, okay, well, maybe we're interested specifically in Gainey Ranch. So I could go into Gainey Ranch and see what's happening within 85258 within Gainey Ranch specifically. And we see that in Gainey Ranch there are active listings 12. The average price of those properties. Pending, I think we see only one. And what is it pending at? We don't know what it's pending at, but we know that it was listed for $695,900. And in terms of sold, again, very interesting. We could say, okay, we've got a listing coming up. We think it's between $800,000 and $900,000. There have been 3 sales year to date, $800,000 to $900,000 in Gainey Ranch. Very helpful. We can also take that further and say, okay, if there have been 3 properties sold in between $800,000 and $900,000 in Gainey Ranch, then there have been a total of 18 properties sold. Here's the average. So just chunking up to just the absorption rate in Gainey Ranch all by itself, we would have 9 months. So year to date would be 9 months. It's end of September right now. So 9 months of sales. There have been 18 properties sold. So 18 properties sold in 9 months is 2 properties a month. That would be the absorption rate, pace of activity. If we then say, okay, there have been 12 properties currently actively listed, we know they're selling at a pace of 2 a month, so 12 divided by 2 is a 6-month supply. Now again, if I wanted to break that down and say of the 3 properties that have sold, get to those again, between 800 and 900, 3 properties, here they are. Between those 3 properties, between $800,000 and $900,000 that have sold in the last 9 months, that's 1 every 3 months. So if we have a currently, how many between 8 and 9? We've got 2 properties between $800,000 and $900,000 that are actively listed. If they're selling about 1 every 3 months, that would be a 6 months supply. So we can say that there's a 6-month supply in that specific price range within that specific subdivision. Now you can get to that information, of course, by doing all the research that you normally do, pulling up the entire subdivision, but I think being able to quickly get a snapshot in Flex by price range helps you drill down very quickly, and like I say, for reasons of research, to help a buyer kind of get a bird's eye view, a close-up view of what's going on in the marketplace, to help a seller maybe refine a price that's just kind of outside of the sweet spot of what's going on. Lots of uses for this information, not the least of which is to show how facile you are in terms of using statistical analysis and going from the broad to the specific.